Imagine someone hands you proof, tomorrow, that everything you've ever felt was generated, not fake rendered, by something else for reasons you'll never get to know. Would you keep living the same life? Or would something in you just break? Almost 400 years ago, a philosopher asked himself something close to that question, and it nearly wrecked him. Today, some of the most powerful people in tech are asking it again. They've just given the demon a new name: simulation. The original demon. 1. René Descartes sits down to try something almost nobody attempts on purpose: doubt everything. Not skeptic at a dinner party doubt, total structural doubt. He wants one thing he can be completely certain of, so he can rebuild human knowledge from that single foundation up. So he pushes the doubt as far as it'll go. Senses lie, dreams feel real too. Even math might be unreliable if something powerful enough wanted it to be. Here's where it gets genuinely dark. Descartes imagines a being of near total power whose only goal is deception. An evil demon, piping false experience straight into his mind. There's no test that catches it because the demon controls the test. It's the 17th century's version of what if none of this is real. His way out is famous. Even if a demon is faking everything else, it can't fake the fact that something is doing the doubting. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. The one thing immune to total deception is the mind doing the detecting. But look at what that actually proves and what it doesn't. It proves you exist as a thinking thing. It does not prove the room around you is real, or that your body exists, or that any of this isn't still being piped in from somewhere else. That gap never closed. It just went quiet for 350 years. The 2003 reboot. In 2003, Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom reopened it, swapped the demon for a data center. His claim isn't "we're definitely in a simulation." The stranger than that. He argues at least one of three things has to be true. 1. Almost every civilization at our level goes extinct before it's advanced enough to simulate entire populated worlds. 2. Advanced civilizations get there and simply choose not to run those simulations. 3. The one people quote, "We are almost certainly inside one right now." Here's the logic behind door number 3. If even one civilization, anywhere, ever builds that technology and actually uses it, simulated minds would outnumber biological ones by a huge margin. Potentially billions of simulated people for every original. Pick a random mind out of that whole population, and the odds say you're one of the many, not one of the few. It's not a ghost story. It's a numbers game. Why Silicon Valley won't drop this? This is the part that drags the idea out of philosophy seminars and onto tech conference stages. At Recode's 2016 Code Conference, someone asked Elon Musk about it directly, and his answer went viral. His case: 40 years ago we had Pong, 2 rectangles and a dot. Now we have massive, photorealistic open worlds. If that improvement curve just keeps climbing, eventually games become indistinguishable from base reality. And if that's achievable even once, anywhere, in the history of any civilization, the odds we happen to be standing in the one original reality get vanishingly small. He put it at something like 1 in billions. Neil deGrasse Tyson said publicly he tried to find a hole in the argument and couldn't. Now add what's happened since 2016. Language models that hold convincing conversations. Systems that generate video, physics, entire interactive worlds from a sentence. Every year the line between simulated and real gets technically blurrier. Not because anyone's proven we're in one, but because we're actively building smaller copies of the exact thing the argument warns about. That's why this topic doesn't age out. It's not an abstract thought experiment anymore. It's a trend line and we're watching it move. Act 4. Does it actually change anything? Suppose it's true, though. Suppose all of this is generated. Does it change anything? Your coffee still tastes like coffee. Losing someone still hurts exactly as much. If a version of you is running inside a system, that system is still the only place that version gets to exist, which makes it the only life you've got. This isn't even a new feeling dressed in new language. Long before computers, there was Zhuangzi's dream of being a butterfly, unsure on waking which one was dreaming which. There's Plato's cave, prisoners mistaking shadows for the whole of reality. Different centuries, same unease. How do you know the world in front of you is the real one? Descartes' quiet answer: underneath all the demon talk. You can't get certainty about the outside world from pure logic alone. So at some point you act on the world you're given, because it's the only one you actually get to live in. The pushback. Not everyone's convinced, and the counterarguments are worth taking seriously. First, unfalsifiability. If no possible observation could ever tell you you're in a simulation, is this a testable idea, or just ancient skepticism in a lab coat? Second, someone actually ran the numbers. Columbia astronomer David Kipping redid Musk's math using proper Bayesian reasoning, treating we simulate and we don't as genuinely uncertain instead of assumed. His result? Not 1 in billions. Closer to a coin flip. Bostrom's own response was basically fair, but his trilemma only claims one of the 3 options is true, not specifically that we're the simulated ones. So the argument survives. The billions to 1 number doesn't. Third, the physics. Simulating a universe down to the quantum level, for billions of conscious observers at every instant, is a staggering computational bill. The counter, borrowed straight from video game design. Don't render what nobody's looking at. Maybe reality only resolves in fine detail when something's observing closely enough to notice. A few physicists have actually gone looking for a signature of that, some kind of underlying computational grid hidden in cosmic ray data. So far, nothing. But people are genuinely checking. Maybe that's the real thread connecting a 17th century philosopher to a tech conference stage. Not the demon, not the data center, the fact that both are the same move. Strip away everything you can't verify. See what's left standing. What's left, every single time, is this. Something is doing the doubting. Something is asking the question. Flesh or code, that part doesn't disappear. So here's what I'll leave you with. If you found out for certain tomorrow that this was all generated, would you live any differently? Tell me in the comments. I actually want to know.